Hello everybody and welcome to Car Confections. Now I'm standing out here in the middle of the night, not just for any vehicle, but this is the refresh 2025 Ford Explorer. This of course is a very important car to the Ford brand, and it's also one of the very most popular midsize three-row. So what we're going to be doing today is going through all of the lighting elements that you can expect if you were to purchase one of these Explorers. You can see a lot of daytime reviews, but the nighttime reviews aren't as common. So what we're going to be doing is showing you all the lighting that you can expect out of this refreshed Explorer. Now, as always, we'll start out by talking about what happens when you approach the vehicle. Now, it doesn't really sense your approach per se. However, when you do unlock the vehicle, which I'll go ahead and do, there's a lot of cool things that actually transpire. First of all, our headlights, the daytime running light will go ahead and turn on. Additionally, we're going to get this really cool element here, puddle lamp with the specific ST branding. Now, of course, do keep in mind this is the ST model, so that's why it's ST branded. I imagine maybe some of the other versions might have some different branding or maybe Ford branding, but I think it's a really cool look overall, and the taillights will also go ahead and illuminate as well. But let's go ahead and open up the door. When you open up the door, you'll see some really cool animations on the screen themselves, some insinuating some of the updated technology this year in the Explorer. But I'm going to go ahead and hop inside and get the vehicle powered on so we can see what these lights look like at nighttime. All right, so the vehicle is powered on, and let's go ahead and talk about some of the signature lighting elements that you're going to find on the Explorer. Now, I do want to point out, first and foremost, that it is refreshed this year, so we're getting an entirely kind of new front design, and if you want to know all the details about the refresh, we would encourage you to check out our full review that we do in the daytime. We can't get into all those nitty-gritty details here at night. But as far as the lighting elements are concerned, you'll notice that we have some pretty premium LED lighting for this Explorer. Now, as far as the headlights themselves, we have a daytime running light that goes across the top. I already showed you that. And then down below, we have our actual headlights themselves. Now, these are going to be reflector LED for both your low and high beam. So that is something worth noting, especially for a vehicle at this price point. Typically, you are going to get a projector LED headlight. However, these are reflector. And one thing I do want to point out about them, though, is that they're actually quite good for reflector headlights. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on when we actually show you a sample of what these headlights look like. Now, dropping down below that, we have an LED fog light setup. And I do want to point out also that these fog lights double kind of as cornering lights as well. So as you turn the steering wheel, the vehicle will actually turn on the left or right fog light, and that will kind of illuminate those corners just a little bit better. If you're curious as to what the turn signal looks like, you can see that over here on this unit. It is going to be using the same housing as the daytime running light, and it's going to be a nice amber color. Now, coming around to the side, we do have some really nice 21-inch alloy wheels here on the ST. This is the performance version of the Explorer lineup. As far as the mirrors are concerned, I actually do have a couple features to talk about. First of all, we have a turn signal indicator. We also have blind spot monitoring. But important for nighttime specifically is the fact that we do have auto dimming. That's going to be just for the driver's side on this model, so it's not for the passenger side, but I do really like that they're including auto dimming on the mainstream side of things. That's still kind of a rare feature to see. Now, as far as the side profile, it looks pretty much like your typical Explorer. We have some raised roof rails up top. And then as far as out back, we do have a revised design this year. Of course, this is a refresh model year. And one of the biggest elements of that is, of course, the lighting. And I think you can really notice that here at nighttime because these taillights look absolutely fantastic. So it kind of mimics a full-length taillight design with the overall housing itself, with the Explorer branding through here, but the light itself actually just starts through here and then kind of goes down in an L shape. And these are really nice looking taillights. As you can see, all of the accenting is LED. You even have kind of like a checkered image over here. Additionally, your brake light and your reverse light are both LED as well, and they're going to be integrated down here. So a full LED taillight which is honestly not too common in this mainstream segment. Now, as far as the license plate lighting, that's also going to be finished in a nice LED color. And then, of course, here on the ST, we have quad exhaust outlets that, really spices up the overall look. Let me go ahead and open up the cargo area. When I do that, you'll find a pretty decent amount of space back here. As you can see, we do also have some LED illumination that, helps to show you what is behind the third row. We do also have a power folding third row, so you can just easily press that button right there and the third row will go ahead and fold down. Overall, the cargo department is decently illuminated. They've integrated some lights up there on the top. I just wish they were a little bit brighter, especially for a 3-row SUV. You'll probably be loading stuff in the cargo department quite often, so I wish they had maybe brightened it up just a little bit. But overall, not bad lighting. Let's go ahead and check out what the inside looks like at night.
If you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12 and 16. We started young, and since then we have reviewed over 2,000 vehicles at every price point. No matter what you're looking for, from humble to high-end, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars.
So walking up to the vehicle and unlocking the door, of course you'll notice that the mirrors fold out, and you also notice those really cool animations I was talking about earlier that go ahead and display over these nice screens. But as far as the lighting is concerned, Ford has really included a lot of LED lighting up here in the front, so you'll notice some up in the very front part. That does a great job of illuminating what you're getting into, so I do like that. And let's go ahead and get inside and start it up so we can take a look at the rest of the lights. But now let's dive into some individual details. First of all, here is what your gauge cluster looks like. It is a full digital setup. As you can see, it has some really impressive graphics, and there's a lot of customizability you can do with this digital gauge cluster. I really like the overall look of it. Now, up in the windshield, I do want to point out, even this high-end ST model does not have a head-up display, so that's something to keep in mind. However, as far as the LED illumination from the headlights, let's talk about that. What you're looking at right now is just the standard low beam. I'll go ahead and flip on the high beam. There you go. It's a good look at how far you can see. Really, for an LED reflector high beam, this is probably one of the very best I've experienced. It is very good, although, honestly, at this price point, it probably should be a projector LED. Overall, pretty good stuff, though. As you can see on our country road clip, it does a great job. The auto high beams actually function quite well, and it also has kind of a nice fading animation, which is something you typically only see on luxury vehicles. Now, coming back to the steering wheel, we have a nice leather-wrapped one, of course. All of our buttons are going to be finished in this kind of blue color, so hopefully you like the blue kind of theme here, because it's going to be a bluish white going on. The steering wheel itself is actually power tilt and telescoping, which is a really nice feature to be included on a mainstream vehicle. And then over here on the left side, here are our headlight controls. This is actually how you turn on and off the fog lights as well. Now, over on the door trim, we have our door unlock, as well as our 3-person memory. And I'm sure you're already noticing it. We have quite a lot of ambient lighting. That's because, this Explorer has actually really upped the interior illumination this year. So as you can see, we have a big light strip going through here to illuminate your entire door trim, as well as that beautiful Bang & Olufsen metal speaker grille. So really like the illumination. It even changes colors too, as you do different things. I noticed, I don't know why it's not doing it now, but earlier it definitely, when I opened the door, switched the ambient lighting color to blue instead of the red that you see here. So it's kind of an interactive ambient lighting system. Speaking of the rest of the ambient lighting, we have some here in the center storage cubbies, as well as a nice light strip over there on the passenger side, and once again over there on the door trim. So really, it does illuminate the cabin nicely, and you have the option of choosing quite a few different colors. As you can see, you can switch between red and blue, also a nice green color, orange, I think I like the blue one the best. As you can see, it really just creates a nice cool tone for the cabin. Now, as far as the center storage area, if we open that up, there's not going to be any illumination in there, so you won't really be able to see what you're doing. And then we have some cup holders here. Another little storage cubby underneath of this area. This also has a really nice light in here. Honestly, that's not a given for it to have any illumination, so you can see what you're hiding in this little storage cubby. And you do have like a wireless phone charging pad right there. Here's your shifter. It's electronic style, rotary. So just go to the right for drive. When you go into reverse, here's what your backup camera looks like. I will say the backup camera is definitely a little grainy. It's kind of like that in the daytime, though, so I'm not surprised at nighttime it's also grainy. But I have seen definitely some other 360 camera setups that are a little bit better than this at nighttime. But overall, it's not going to be too bad. And then if we put it back in park, go all the way to the left, we do also have some paddle shifters on the steering wheel as well. Now, here's your volume knob. That's going to also have that same nice illumination. I do just want to point out, this Bang & Olufsen audio system is absolutely fantastic. It might be the very best audio system that you can get in a mainstream 3-row, so keep that in mind if you really like audio. Now, the main infotainment screen is something that I'm very impressed with. It's over 13 inches large, and it's running the latest software on board, so that means we're going to have things like Google Maps, really fast performance, and also it's just incredibly high resolution. It looks absolutely fantastic. They've done a great job with this setup. We also do have our climate controls integrated underneath. We have automatic heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, as well as our climate controls integrated down here in the bottom. Moving up, we have an auto-dimming interior mirror. It's not the frameless style, though. And then up here at the very top, you'll notice that we do have some lights. This just kind of casts down an overall ambience in the vehicle. So as you can see, you can kind of see that reflected on my hand right there. It matches whatever ambient color choice you select. And then we have a panoramic moonroof as expected. Now let's check out the rear seat area. That's of course important for a vehicle in this segment. As you can see, really nice illumination coming from above, so you can easily load in child seats or whatever you need to do at nighttime. Go ahead and get in. The lights gently fade out. Here's what the cabin looks like from a back seat perspective. As far as our controls, we do have our own climate zones back here. You can just make really easy adjustments. You can turn it on and off as well. Additionally, we do have 3 or 2-stage heated back seats, all nicely illuminated. And speaking of illumination, one thing I'm really happy to see is, guess what? We kept the ambient lighting from the front. That's something a lot of brands will cheap out on. They only give it in the front. This Explorer definitely has some nice ambient lighting, even here in the second row, to give you that overall nice ambience. We're also going to have a rear window sunshade as well as some vents. Overall, the ambient lighting in this Explorer, I'd say, is definitely above average for this segment. I wouldn't maybe call it the very best, but it certainly is a lot better than some of the other options that just give you, one LED bulb and call it a day. It feels like a more premium experience and more like a luxury vehicle than you would expect. All right, guys, that's going to be it for our night review of the refreshed 2025 Ford Explorer. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below and joined in on this Car Confections family. Additionally, if you're looking to buy a Ford Explorer or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. Guys, that's going to be all. If you're already a part of our family and a fan of the channel, we appreciate your continued support. You make this all possible. Good night.